class. I am Cassandra and I will be guiding you through a yin yoga practice today for tight hips. So I'm going to work on that lower body and really get deeper into the fascia and connective tissue around your muscles. So for today's practice, you might need 2 blocks, a pillow, or even a blanket just to pad up the knees a little bit more. Get your props and let's begin our yin practice for our hips. So starting off at the back of your mat, kneeling, reach your hands forward and out, release the forehead down, just for a few breaths. Inhale to fill up. Exhale to release. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Now let's slowly walk our hands back towards the knees. You're going to sit onto one hip, sway those hips off to the side, or sway the legs off to the side. That's it. Bring the soles of the feet together. Knees are going to come wider apart. So you can do this without any props. If you do wish to do it with props, you can take blocks underneath the knees just for a little more support if you are quite lifted. And just get yourself nice and comfortable, but the blocks are not necessary at all. On your inhale, let's lift the torso up. On your exhale, fold forward, guide the chest. And you can drop the torso down, folding over the legs. Again, not going into the fullest expression of this pose. Each inhale, you're lifting and lengthening. Exhale, letting gravity take you further down. So it's not a race to get into the pose right away. It's about what you learn on the way down. So going slowly and just paying attention very closely to your body. So again, typically your yin poses are held for about 5 to 7 minutes. For this pose, I'm just going to keep you here for another minute or so, just so we can get through a few more postures. And if you do want to stay longer in a pose, always feel free to pause the video and then we can get deeper into other postures. So taking a few more breaths here, really breathing into the outer hips and helping to release. And then when you are ready, let's slowly make our way back out of the pose. We're going to roll up bone by bone, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, you lift up, low back, mid back, upper back, shoulders, neck, and head. Remove your props off to the side if you do still have them. And just see how far you can go without the blocks. We're just going to go down for a breath or two. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold forward. So it now might feel a little bit easier to fold. Inhale, let's lift back up. Very nice. All right, from here, what we're going to do, our right shin is going to stay at the top of the mat. Our left shin is going to go to the back of the mat. So it's going to be a little bit of a double pigeon pose here. So you're going to wiggle your left foot off to the side. Your right shin is going to come forward. You can hug that left knee in. Internally rotate that left knee. So you can drop it down here. This is fine. If you are quite flexible, you're going to slide this left knee further back as long as that knee feels okay. So knee off to the side, and then from here, depending on how intense you want this pose, the shin can be further away, so that's the most intense. If you want to lessen the intensity, bring the heel closer towards you, and just make sure the hips are square towards the front. So we don't want to sit open too much and just be like really relaxing here. We do want to twist the hips so that left bum is slightly lifted. Make sure those right toes are flexed to the right knee, left toes flexed to the left knee. Okay, so you might stay upright here. This might already be a deep, deep stretch for you. If you do feel quite open, you can slowly start to walk your hands forward. You can use your props if you need to. If you're comfortable without them, no problem, go ahead. So this is coming into our deer pose here. Kind of like a pigeon pose, just with the back leg bent in. Just getting deeper into the rotator muscles of that right leg. If you begin to start feeling tightness or tension in that hip, again, use your breath as a tool. Let's start to come into those transitional breaths here. Inhale, let's fill up the belly for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, release 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. One more. Inhale. Exhale, release. Slowly lifting your elbows off of your mat. Walk your hands back towards the right shin, one at a time. Nice. Sit back onto that left hip. You're going to bend your left knee back in so the sole of the foot comes onto the mat. Let's extend the right leg out just for a moment. Give the foot a little shake, leg a little shake. Nice. Now this left shin is going to come to the top of the mat. We're just switching sides. So the left toes are flexing to the left knee. You're now going to hug the right knee in. Nice. The right knee is going to internally rotate and the foot is going to slide back. So again, depending on that flexibility, I know you can't see my right leg too much here, but the right knee can stay in or you can slide it back and we'll come into like a little double pigeon pose here. So that right hip is slightly lifted, but again, I don't want you to fully just sit on that left hip so we're facing the side. I want you to square the hips off so we're facing the front of the mat. Nice. Flex the toes. Inhale, let's lift. You can stay here if this is enough of a stretch for you. If you do want to intensify this, you have your option to slowly start to walk forward. Tipping the weight. Notice how this side is a little different. Right away, you might feel it. I know for me on this side, it's very, very tight, so this is probably where I'll stay. And again, if you do want to feel more on that back leg, continue to slide it back. Just make sure your knee is safe on the floor. And again, if you need your props, you can always bring blocks right underneath the forearms or underneath the hands, just to lift yourself a little higher, feeling nice and supported wherever you are. And then again, over time, maybe we're getting lower. So each inhale, you're lifting and lengthening. Each exhale, slowly giving into gravity. So notice how your deer pose feels on this side as opposed to the other. No judgment, just awareness of your body's capability from side to side. Notice the imbalances without judgment, just accepting where you are today. And this pose might look different day to day too, and that's completely okay. There might be other external factors that make your hips a little tighter. Really start to square those hips off. Try to press the right hip further forward, left hip back. And now let's exhale freely. Inhale to fill up for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale. If you are on the forearms or on blocks, slowly start to lift your way back up. You're going to walk the hands closer towards that left shin. Now I want you to sit fully onto the left hip. You're going to slide that right foot back in, right knee comes to the chest. Extend your left leg out, give the leg a little shake, release it, maybe circle the ankle too. Any movements here. And now extend your right leg as well. We're just going to come into a passive forward fold to help release the hips here. So you can bend the knees lots. Inhale, we're going to lift and lengthen. Exhale, pour the torso over the legs. So the feet can splay out to the side, knees can be soft. And just allow yourself to go a little deeper over time. So not any tension here, really relaxing into the posture. Go where your body naturally wants to go. So in a regular practice, I know we would flex the toes back and try and reach for the feet, keep the body nice and long. You can forget about all of that for your yin practice. Bend the knees and just hang over the legs. And again, if you do need props here, if the hips are quite tight, you have the option to put a pillow under your seats, or you can get blocks here. And then rest your forearms onto the blocks as you go forward. Just make sure you're comfortable wherever you are. Maybe you're actually feeling this more into the spine rather than the backs of the legs. Again, wherever we go in our yin postures, you will feel the pose wherever you're the most tight. So no feeling or sensation in the body is wrong. It's just telling you a story of how you're feeling. All right, let's slowly start to make our way back out of the pose. Start to wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. You might feel a little bit of numbness in the feet or in the fingers, and that's not anything to worry about. It's just because we've been here for a prolonged period of time, not to worry. Let's slowly start to lift ourselves back out of the pose. If you have any props, remove them off to the side. And let's take the fingers behind us, just as a counter stretch here. Draw your legs together, give the legs a little shake, and then puff the chest, open up the heart. Inhale. You can point or flex the toes. Exhale, release. Good. Draw the knees in towards the chest here, and just round your torso over the body. Give yourself a big hug. Exhale to release. Very nice. So that takes us to the end of our yin practice today. If you do want to take a shavasana, feel free. You can lay down fully on the back, arms and legs fully extend as you're laying down, and just rest for about 5 to 10 minutes, I would suggest. If not, if you're ready to get going and into your day, no worries. Thank you so much for joining. We'll close it off with a namaste. If not, pause the video, take your shavasana. Hands will come to heart center. Take a cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Thank you all for sharing your time and energy with me. Namaste.